Hello guys, my name is Venti and today I'll be talking about Artifact and more specifically um, the tables that I have made with about various different things. This table in particular is a card database, not name by name each card, name for name each card, but more like the types of rarities you have on each card within different types of colors and hero spells, all that shit. So some interesting things. We're going to talk about them later on in a bit. Um, we've also got these three tables as well, and they're mainly relating to I see a lot of Reddit posts on uh, Artifact that people complaining about draft is gonna cost $172,000 a day to play. Oh my god! And I mocked them, but they're not entirely right, but they're not entirely wrong either. So we'll look at that. But first of all, we'll get started with this table here. So just to tell you how it's structured, this bit here is the heroes here on the colors, and on the items you have the consumables. I only kept the slash specials there because at one point they revealed the consumable and they didn't confirm it was a consumable and people call it a special on many websites, so like it kind of stuck, but I just need to get rid of it. Can't be arsed right now. Um, and similarly, all these are spells, and this is armor. Um, and this just means this is the total number of cards, excluding the hero cards and the tokens. This is excluding the tokens, so on including the hero cards, and this is including tokens and hero cards. And similarly for the rest of them. So let's look at some numbers now. So these numbers here are not interesting. I had to fucking put them in one by one. That was a fucking very fun experience. Um, but these are all formulas and sums, so they're a bit more interesting. So here you have all the commons for each color. There's 17, 17, 18, 17. So there's no strict amount that they stuck to. I'm guessing they started off with that, and then they changed the rarity of one and then of another, because of draft, I'd imagine. Um, and it turned out this way. But the neat thing is that there's 50 without the hero cards. There's in tokens, obviously. There's 50 cards of each color, 48 items, and with the hero cards, it's 62. Um, and here I've got the commons, and here I've got the commons excluding the heroes. So that's basically the amount of commons that are available for you to put in your deck. So that's without heroes and without hero cards as well. And here I've added up the total number of commons, so it's well, I'll highlight it. It's these four and this, so it's 17 plus 17 plus 18 plus 17 plus 14. So these are the total number of commons that you have in the game, including the heroes. So those are the total number of commons that you can purchase in the game is 83. So that doesn't count the free the okay. This doesn't count the free. What is Wait, it's gonna be a funny joke, okay? I promise. It's gonna be there's going to be 83 common cards that you can purchase, excluding the free hero cards that you get with each hero, right? It was kind of funny. Sorry, I let you down. And similarly here you've got 75, 79. So a lot of people say that that this game is going to be cheap because you get a rare card in each pack. But the first thing you've got to consider is a pack is 12 cards. So it's not like every pack has this in Hearthstone, which is only 5 packs. Um, it's so every 2.4 packs I think it is every 2.4 Hearthstone packs, so the size matters here, the pack size matters. And the second thing you've got to consider is that there's so many fucking rares that the rare cards are going to still be quite expensive. Well, not all of them. The good rare cards are going to be expensive. So, your racks, I think, is going to be expensive because there's going to be so many shit rares like Meepo. I think Meepos are rare. And like, I don't know, some other trash heroes. They're going to be really cheap, but no one's going to want to buy them. So when you unpack a rare and it's a shit rare, it's as if you didn't unpack a rare because you can't sell it for that much. And I'd imagine a similar sort of thing will happen with uncommon heroes, but more on that when we get to the card packs table. So for now, let's stick to him. And an interesting thing that you may notice is actually here. So you see how each color has three uncommons, three for blue, for red, for black, but here there's 2 and 4. So that's because Drow Ranger was changed from uncommon to rare, and they didn't move a hero from rare to uncommon. Um, so yeah, there's going to be a total of 296 heroes, playable cards, items, and hero cards. So I'm counting each hero and its hero card separately for two, right? 248 if you remove the 48 hero cards. 248 also if you remove the 48 item cards. 200 normal cards, right? So kind of interesting. Uh, but that's about it. Nothing spectacular here. It's just some cool numbers if you want to get an idea. And this is the sort of thing that's really cool. Like you might think, oh, you made this fucking whole table to tell me there's 200 cards in the game. Well done. Well, when more cards come out, I just changed these numbers around and everything here updates. So it'll be kind of cool to track how these change throughout time. So next, let's go into card packs. So this is the input cell first of all. So this is how many packs you open. And here it gives you the expected number of common, uncommon, rare cards that you get for hero spells, improvements, creeps, and items. And these probabilities here that I've taken, obviously they add up to 12 because there's 12 cards in a pack. I got them off of a Reddit post or a comment or something. Someone gave these probabilities, someone in the closed beta. So they might not be very accurate, but they seem like they're pretty accurate, like they seem realistic, is what I'm trying to say. So, and here I've just got this row that multiplies each of these cells by this number, so it gives you the expected number of commons you get in 10 packs, common heroes you get in 10 packs, right? So so let's do some analysis here. So Kowalski, you've got 20 common heroes. I got these numbers from, obviously you can see here, I got it from the card database. There's 20 common heroes. Where is it? Let's see. Uh, Well, there's 20 common hero. Oh yeah, you just do these four numbers added together, and then you do these four numbers for the next cell. So there's 20 common heroes, uncommon heroes, and rare heroes. It should have been 20, 12, 12, but the Drow Ranger thing that I talked about. And usually I'd multiply it by 3, but obviously you're only allowed one hero, so you only need one copy of a hero for your full collection, right? You don't need 3 Drow Rangers, you need one. For the other cards, that's not the case, so you need, like, say, 3 Mr. Vivernuses. So this is what you need for a full collection. So here, in obviously in 10 packs, you open 120 cards, and over 10 packs, you're expected, obviously this is only expected value, so it's not 100% certain, but you're expected to get to acquire about 61% of the common heroes, 24% of the uncommon heroes, and 7.54% of the rare heroes. And that's also including the basic decks that you get. So when you buy the game, you get these 2 basic decks, which are basically full of common cards and like basic cards. Um, so I've added those on as well. And overall, when you buy the game, you get 30% of the collection, 29.21% of the collection. If you go up to, let's say, 20 packs, you'll have 48%. And bear in mind that this is not a very accurate percentage, because the hero having one hero is worth as much as having one normal card or an item, which in reality is not the case. Like, one item is worth less than one card, which is worth less than one hero, because the hero, there's so many fewer heroes that, like, one hero is a much bigger part of the collection, and also gives you those free you know uh the free free common hero cards, right? Um, that joke is really not funny. I don't know why I'm so hung up on it. Anyways, so percentages here. So obviously 111%, that means that you'll have leftovers. And 93% doesn't mean that you'll get unique, obviously. You can have repeats. So, like, realistically, you have to resell and then rebuy, right? So, anyways, if you're interested in the percentages, they're all here. I'm not going to spend my time reading them. And this table, by the way, will be available online. I'll try to port it over to Google Docs. I'm not sure how you're supposed to do that, to be honest. I've never, like, I'm not sure how compatible it will be, and I don't use Google Docs that much. So, hopefully it turns out well. Then we've got the draft profit expectations, this table. So this table looks a lot more. Oh yeah, and by the way, let me just say, so if you want to use these tables yourself, for this table, this is the only input, right? You just input the number of packs and it gives you how much it will cost you. I'm British, so I've got pounds as well. And the rest, it fills it out by itself. And for card database, well, I mean, you don't really need to fill out anything here. You can just watch. But the input cells are basically all of these, right? Here, and here, and here. Right, so draft profit, the input cell is your win percentage, right? So, okay, so they said that there will be MMR matching in draft. But the thing is, that doesn't mean that you'll get exactly 50% win rate, because if you're a good player, sometimes there might not be other good players available at your wins, right? So I'd say even if you're a good player, you might be able to get over 50% win rate. So 55% is obviously ridiculous. You're a pretty good player, especially when you're matched on MMR. That's very unlikely. And let me just say a word about MMR matchmaking in draft. I think that's a bad thing. I think that when there's rewards involved, it should be purely your skill. And because if you're very skilled, and you shouldn't have the same win percentage as someone who is not very skilled, because they get matched against easier opponents. I think that's something they're doing very wrong. Um, but the community has spoken about that and they're not happy with it either. So Valve may very well change it. These are only the rules in draft are only initial so far, so they're all up to change. So now these probabilities here, I calculated myself using all of these. So so this is your win percentage, this is your lose percentage. If you care about the maths, I'll just explain it quickly. Let me just move this down here because it's prettier. Um, so this is a probability of winning a game. This probability of winning two in a row. So that's just your win percentage squared, win percentage cubed to the fourth to the fifth. Um, and here you have the probability of winning 0 games before you lose 1 game, the probability of winning 1 game before you lose 1 game, probability of winning 2 games before you lose 1 game. So this is there's no oh, what are they called? Fucking chooses. By no, what's the fucking and choose them thing called? I don't fucking remember. There's none of these, so you're not multiplying the probabilities by any constants because this relies on a particular order of things, right? Okay. Maths ended. So here, okay, maths hasn't ended. So here you have the 0 in 2. It means you must go 0 wins, 1 loss twice. 1 in 2 means that you have to go 1 win, 1 loss twice, right? Or 0 wins. Yeah, to go 1 in 1, sorry, you've got to go 1-0 or 0-1. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, so to go 1 win, you've got to go 0-1 or 1-0. So it's 2 times these two things. And then for 2 in 2, you can go 0-2, 1-1, or 2-0. So that's 2 times these two probabilities multiplied plus this thing squared, right? And so on for the other ones. Just to give you an idea of how I calculated these probabilities. And here I've rounded up so this is the rewards that you get. The cost of entry is 0.99 because a ticket costs 0.99 and it takes 1 ticket. Here the entry cost is 2 tickets and 5 packs, so that's $11.93. and here is the reward. So in after 3 wins, you get your entry ticket back. After 4 wins, you get entry ticket plus a pack, and here is 2 packs. So this is the reward in pure value. So a pack has a value of $1.99. But if you want to resell the pack to buy entry tickets, that means you're only going to be making 273 rather than 298. That means if you care about the packs, you care about this table. If you don't care about the packs and you want to just resell them, is this table. And I should mention that you might want to change this cell here if you're using the table yourself, because my Steam client is in pounds. So when I go to sell something and I type in £2 rather than $2, it gives me £1.74. So I just changed the currency. I'd imagine it carries through, but again, check for yourself. If you want to be entirely accurate. And here it's and this column here is the reward times the probability of getting the reward, right? So this is your profit expectation. So if I set it to something like 50%, you can see that on average you're going to be losing about 8 cents, or like you're going to be making 90 cents for every 99 cents you spend. And realistically, you're going to be making about 82.583 cents, and that is if you have a win percentage of 50. So let's bump it up a bit to 51. You can see that this actually increased quite a lot, and even with 52, you're even making a profit. So in terms of pure value. So if you want to play the keeper's draft pure value, you make even more profit. So in the beginning, I suggest playing keeper's draft because you need packs, and especially getting to choose the cards means that the pure value of getting the cards is even higher than 6 cents. I'd say about 10 to 15 cents, even if uh you get lucky with the cards. Well, not lucky, sorry. If you choose cards that you don't want, that you don't have, and you choose cards not based on how good they are in the draft necessarily, but also based on what you have and don't have, this expectation is a bit higher. And just to say a little thing here about this profit expectation here. So after you resell the packs, obviously you can't resell the packs for 870 in keepers draft because you don't have a physical pack. You cannot put up a physical pack on the market. You can only put 12 cards on the market and hope that when you sell these 12 cards, the value of these 12 cards will add up to about 870. Oh, sorry, 199, because one pack is 199. Now, this assumption is actually quite a loose one because sometimes, so there's a lot of factors I've said here. So, the factors are the value to you of adding a card to your collection. So that means how many cards you decide to sell. If you don't sell a card, how much money would you have spent to get this card, etc. You've got also the individual cards cost. You need to know how much Axe will cost on the market, how much Drow Ranger will cost on the market, all this sort of stuff that we can't account for right now. And you also need to know the Steam tax rate. So because they're generally 15%, but for like 5p, they won't take fucking 15% of 5p because that's like nothing, right? They'll take about 2 cents. So that's 40% rather than 15%. So depending on the number of depending on how the Steam tax scales, that will influence how much money you make off of these. So putting this in there. So take this column here with a grain of salt. Shouldn't be hard for our artifact. Um, and this is the table. So if you see here, if you have a win percentage of 52%, if Valve don't keep the MMR thing, then if you're a good artifact player, and people say that win rates in artifact are very dependent on how you play. So if you're a good artifact player and there's no MMR, you might very well be able to get up to 55% win rate, 60% win rate. At which point, if you engage with the market and you sell your things, and if you just like do it instead of card opening, draft is very much worth it, and you will be able to go infinite, I think, if you're able to get over 55%, right? By selling cards and packs. And also one more thing I want to say here, I forgot. Actually, let's look at this as well. So I took this from what's his name? Vinkosaya? the guy with the fractal as his Twitch image. He played in the Vinkelsia. That's it. Vinkelsia. I was wondering how you pronounce that. Vinkelsia. Right. He made this table with all the different archetypes, and I looked at the different heroes that and I compiled them here. So these are basically the heroes that most competitive decks will be using according to the closed beta testers. So obviously the meta will change when there's fucking 100,000 people playing it. A bit, some things will be discovered, others will not. There will be a different metagame. But for now, these are the sort of cards that are like competitive. So you can see here that there's like 4 cards here, 6 cards, or 5 cards, sorry, 6 cards and like 4 cards. So that's about 15, 20 cards. About 5 of them are rare. So about a third of the cards that are being played, a quarter of the cards that are being played are rare. And these are the rare heroes that you will need. And if you buy all the rare heroes and you have all the rare heroes, building around the rest of your deck will not be that hard because A, rare cards, non-hero cards will not be that expensive, and B, you can always swap out, right? A hero is very hard to swap out because a hero is there throughout the whole game. A hero brings 3 cards into the deck besides themselves. A hero starts your game. It's integral to your gameplay. And for some of the control decks, the heroes are integral to your combo decks. So you can't really swap out heroes, but cards you can swap out, and you can take out cards. So this game will not be that expensive to play in terms of buying cards. In terms of draft, if they remove the MMR and you're a good player, and even with the MMR, if you're able to get like 52%, what's 51.5? You should still be making profit just slightly. So 51.5% in terms of value, you're breaking even, right? So even with a very slight win percentage, you'll be making profits. So it definitely will not be that expensive to play. And also, even if you do play at 50%, that means that you have to spend like fucking $5 a month for tickets, which is negligible compared to how much you'll spend for cards. So, um, yes, draft is not going to be free. Yes, draft could be improved, but I think that people are way exaggerating the issues on our artifact, and I can't wait to get into this game and play. Oh yeah, I was gonna say about the heroes. So because these are the 4 uh best heroes, at the start, when you unpack a rare hero, so out of the 10 packs that you open at the start, you're expected to get 1 rare hero. If you sell him or if you get lucky with a good hero, you can buy another good hero. And also when you sell your leftover cards, that's also gonna add up to a lot. So I'm planning to buy about 30 packs maybe on launch day, maybe 40 packs. I'll see how it goes. Um, but that should be you know, that should get me a good collection. So if you open an extra 15 packs, maybe something like that, 20 packs, um, you should be pretty good to go. So anyways, that was all from me. The table, I will try to upload it on OneDrive, no promises. And if I'm not able to do that, maybe I will upload the table as a file somehow. I don't even know how to do that. There's like Dropbox or something. I need to figure it out. I need to figure it out. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. Uh, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.